Hello, everyone. How are we all today? We are live on our YouTube channel, and this is our first ever live. So, thank you for those who are joining me this morning. Now, we'll just wait for a few more people to jump in on this live and we can get started. So thank you so much for tuning in. I am Anieka. I'm one of the Queensland educators based here at our HQ on the beautiful sunny Gold Coast. Now, if you are jumping in, please share your location, where you are viewing this from. I'd love to see where our viewers are jumping in from. So post your location in our comments. Hello from France. Wow, thank you so much for joining this morning, or whatever time it is in France for you. It's currently 9 a.m. here on the Gold Coast, so bright and early for me. I'm actually joining you live from our beautiful boardroom we have here at our head office. And I'm really excited to be here today to have a chat with you. I have something really exciting on the agenda today. So once we have a few more viewers jump in, we can get started with that. Oh, it's nighttime in France. Well, good evening for you then. You're welcome to share any love and support. You can send through some super stickers, or if you have any questions as well for me, please feel free to send those through. Through our super chat option is the best. That way I can see your questions right at the top and I can answer those questions for you today in this live session. We will also save this live, so if anyone does jump in later, you can come back and watch this, or if you can't stay until the end, don't worry, this will be posted to our YouTube channel for you to watch back. So for the agenda for today's live, we're going to explore some information and helpful tips with our Elleeplex Profusion system. Hello from the Gold Coast, Sol. Hello, welcome. So excited to be here. Again, please share your love. If you're joining this live, you can send through some super stickers, or if you have any questions, please send them through as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into some facts and benefits about our Elleeplex Profusion system to start off this live. And while I go through these facts, if you have any questions, please send them through. But we do receive so many questions about our wonderful Profusion system, and I'm sure there are some burning questions that you'd like to ask, so you can fire away throughout this live session. But I wanted to jump into you first with some key facts and benefits about the Elleeplex Profusion system. So firstly, this system is a cysteamine hydrochloride-based system, which means it's extremely gentle and forgiving on the hair. And Otto and the Elleebana production team have worked really hard to address one of the biggest fears in the lash and brow industry, which is overprocessing. And this formula has been thoughtfully designed to completely abolish this fear, which means it's taking the worry out of overprocessing. But it still delivers really effective, long-lasting results while maintaining health and integrity of the hair. And we've done quite a lot of clinical trials and SEM testing to really show the health and the integrity, the strength, the improved hydration of the hair. It does really leave the hair in such a great condition after the service, which is obviously such a great benefit for clients. They're getting really great wear. They're getting great grow out with this system as well. And I actually have quite a few clients who specifically ask for this system because they just love the grow out. They love the low maintenance of the service, and they love that, they come back for their lash lift or their brow lamination as well, and their hairs are in still really great condition. They don't have any unruly kinks in their hair, so they do really prefer using this system for their lash and brow services. Now, I wonder if we have any questions coming through. I'm going to check our chat here. Hello, Kat. Thank you for joining in. And if you are just joining, we are going through our Elleeplex Profusion system. So if you have any questions, please send them through. We have our super chat option on the side there, and that'll bring your questions right through to the top. And I can make sure I get through those for you today. Now, I'll just keep going through some great benefits and facts about this system. So it is obviously quite popular in salons around the world because of all of these benefits that it has. It's vegan, cruelty-free. It's also a dual system, so you can use this for brow lamination services as well, which is quite popular when you can combine a lash and brow lamination service in one. We can use the same lotions from the lashes directly onto the brows. So you are saving on your... Just got some questions here, so we'll get to those in a second. So you can actually use those same lotions for your brow lamination services as well. So we're going to cover some tips, what you would recommend using. Heat, absolutely. And can Profusion fix overprocessed lashes? Well, we've got some really great questions here, so I'll make sure I'm getting through to those questions today. Another great benefit with this system as well is you can actually combine the regenerative step. So that is the third step of your process. This is what adds that hydration, the strength, and the elasticity back into your hair. And you can actually combine that with your setting step or your tinting step. So this is going to reduce your treatment time, which is speeding up your services, which is obviously really great for salons and clients laying on your bed as well. Now, I mentioned earlier, you do have that reduced unruly grow out, which is a huge benefit for clients who naturally have downward growing lashes or crisscrossy lashes, and it just leaves their hair in a really great condition. So let's go through some of these questions that we have received with the Profusion system. So would you recommend using heat with Profusion? Absolutely, that's definitely an option. Utilizing additional heat source can assist in speeding up your processing time and also increase the efficiency of the lotions and the chemical process. So the heat actually allows the molecules to break down those bonds at a faster rate. And it's a really great method for when you are working with resistant lash types, where the lashes tend to not be as receptive towards the lotions and you're needing to leave the lotions to process for extended times, like 15 minutes. Heat sources that you can use, infrared heat lamp. This isn't a heat source that we use here in the office. It is one of the safer options because you can control that heat. You can keep it quite controlled. You can keep it at a gentle heat application. So we tend to keep it at the lowest setting and just keep it at a safe distance away from the client's face as well. We can always check that heat by just placing our hand in front of their face, checking with the client that it's not feeling too hot for them as well, because obviously safety is the number one priority there. But that is a great option because there's no barriers or there's nothing really pressing onto the lotions which could disturb those lotions out of place. Otherwise, you do have other options of using heated eye masks. Some people use heated towels as well, or a little heated pack. But you just have to be mindful of that cross-contamination if you're sharing that with other clients or even disturbing that lotion placement. We obviously don't want that entering the eye or potentially, going all over the shop. So we want to make sure that we are being really mindful of that lotion distribution. We have a question here from Lida. Will there be a masterclass of the lash lift today? We will have this session posted to our YouTube channel if you're not able to stay here for the whole live session. So if you do want to come back and rewatch this, you have the option to. So we will post that to our YouTube today for you to watch. Now let's move on to one of our other questions we've received. Can you use Profusion to fix overprocessed lashes? That's a really great question. Yes, you definitely can use this system to fix overprocessed lashes. Obviously, we want to assess the condition and ensure that they are suitable enough to withstand another chemical process, but this system is extremely gentle and forgiving on the hair, and it's extremely difficult to overprocess with this system because it is so gentle. It utilizes that cysteamine hydrochloride perming agent, which does make this such a great system to fix or rectify overprocessed lashes because it is breaking down those bonds at a slower rate. You can actually fix overprocessed lashes. And we've seen so many case studies of salons utilizing Profusion for clients who've come into the salon. Maybe they've received a lash lift elsewhere and maybe they've overcurled slightly, or maybe they've completely overprocessed to the point where they're curling right back onto their eyelids. And it is absolutely fine to fix those lashes, but if they are at a point where they're breaking and they're quite damaged, it's probably a better option to refer that client to use some aftercare products, get that hydration, that strength, elasticity back into their hair. And I'd also recommend doing a regen treatment as well for that client regularly, just to help regenerate and speed up that, regeneration process of building that strength and health back into their hair. But I've done this many times as well. I've used Profusion to relax lashes after they've been maybe overcurled or overprocessed, and it does leave the hair in such great condition. Let's have a look at one of the other questions we've received. Can you cover the tips of the lashes with the lotion? Yeah, you absolutely can cover the tips of the lashes with your lotion. And this is something that is important when you are using Profusion. You really want to be maximizing your results. And it is a way to increase the height in your lifts also. Because you're able to chemically process more surface area of the lash, you are able to achieve those really dramatic results with this system. Now, because it is super gentle, utilizing that cysteamine hydrochloride active ingredient, you can actually bring the lotion all the way to the tips. So that's going to maximize your results, increase the height of your lift. And it's also great for clients who, may have kinks in the ends of their lashes or a grow out from a lash lift previously. We're able to fix the direction all the way from the roots to the tips. So we do recommend bringing your lotion as close as you can to the root of the lash. Obviously, we want to avoid touching the waterline or any skin contact there, but bringing that all the way to the tips of your lashes will help to, maximize those results and give you those really dramatic eye-opening lifts that we want with our lash lift services. And we have another question coming through here as well. So after 2 weeks, the brows begin to look a little curly. Why is this? Well, this is mainly related to your brow growth cycle. So your brows grow every single day, and obviously, your brows will be growing through. That is what can happen, which is why it's important that clients are using aftercare daily, keeping their brows hydrated and healthy. So I do recommend to clients who are receiving brow lamination services that they are using the Elleeplex Advanced Aftercare or the Hyaluronic Boost Serum, which is going to give them that hydration that they need. If the hairs are really dehydrated, they will sort of have a bit of a mind of their own and can go a little bit curly, which is why we really need to add that hydration back in there. And it's also going to be a styling product for them to use as well to maintain that laminated effect that we have achieved. Now, some clients can experience this more than others, and this is mainly related to their natural growth cycle. If they have quite curly or crisscrossy hairs to begin with, we know that they will experience that unruly grow up because this is the way that their natural hairs grow in. So it is really important that we are obviously educating our clients on the natural condition of their brows and their lashes so they know what to expect with that regrowth phase and how to care for those results at home, how to maintain those results long term, what products should they be using. So that's really important for your clients. We're also going to cover some tips. Someone's asked for some tips with this system. So let's go through some of the main tips that I sort of mentioned to students or people using this system to really maximize those results. So the number one thing really is your processing time. It's really important to assess and understand the lash texture to know when the lotions are ready to be removed. And a technique that really safeguards or gives you confidence in the outcome is performing a lash control check. Now, is anyone already doing this technique already? Please share your thoughts, or if you've tried this before, or maybe if you haven't even heard of it before. This is a technique we actually teach in our classes to all of our students. If you haven't seen this before, you can actually jump onto our Instagram page. We do share a lot of tips on there as well, so you can scroll through, have a little look, but we do have some great tips and information on lash control checking. You can go back through, have a look at some of those snippets there, but it's basically a technique where you will test the flexibility of the hair to determine whether we've broken down those bonds effectively. Is it ready to, come away, those lotions? Can we remove them yet? And you can also do this with your setting lotion also. So you're using tweezers to gently peel the lash away closer to the removal of the lotions, and you can actually test the flexibility, seeing how well it bends. And then also with your setting lotion, you want to see how well it's locked in those bonds and whether they're staying in that lifted position. So this is going to give you that confidence in knowing, okay, yeah, we've processed the lashes enough. We're going to get that result that we're looking for. And obviously understanding lash textures and all the elements that we need to assess. And a lot of this we do cover in so much depth in our classes is understanding lash textures and how to assess those correctly during your consultations. And this is obviously a really important element of your lash lift services. The next thing that I would like to mention in regards to tips with this system is your lotion placement. And obviously, we do recommend bringing it all the way to the tips. As I said, this will maximize your results, but also ensuring you do have an even consistency across your lash line. We don't want any gaps in the lotions. We want a pretty even layer all the way across, right from the very root, obviously avoiding that waterline as much as possible. But we want that lotion right at the base. This is where the lift should originate from. We don't want to be lifting sort of halfway up the lash. So you want to make sure that you're bringing it nice and low on the lash. This is where we want that curl or that lift to begin from. And then also using that heat source. This is going to be a great way to speed up those processing times and really lock that lift in and give you those long-lasting results. So using an infrared heat lamp is a great option, heated eye masks, towels, but then obviously just being mindful of that cross-contamination and lotion distribution. If you are just jumping on, we are covering our Elleeplex Profusion system. I'm currently going through a couple of tips with this system, and if you do have any questions, please send them through. We have our super chat option there, and that'll bring your question right to the very top. Or feel free to share some love and support for Elleebana. You can send through some super stickers. But thank you guys for jumping in with me today. I do have a couple more tips that I'd like to go through with you. And the last one is our product application. So you do want to be mindful of how much product you're using and not going overboard with that, particularly your lash lift adhesives, or if you are choosing to use a Lamy Balm. We have just released our Elleebana, which has been getting really great reviews. It is such a great product, but you want to be careful that you're not applying too much product. because this can create a barrier on your lashes, which could hinder your results. That could impact the way that the lotions are penetrating the lashes, breaking through those layers of adhesive or the balm on there. So it is important that you're not using too much. And generally, we do recommend to achieve a sort of matte-like appearance with your lash wrap. So if you are seeing any sort of glossy or bumpy texture when you're using your lash lift adhesive, you probably have a little bit too much there. So this is where you'll need to consider removing some of those layers with either a damp cotton tip or a damp lip wand, and ensure you've got that nice, smooth, matte appearance. Now, with the Ellie Balm, again, you want to be mindful that you don't have any extra layers on there. So if you do see any white buildup throughout the lashes from that Lamy Balm, you could potentially have too many layers there, and you'll want to make sure that you're smoothing that down. You've got a really nice, beautiful wrap, no potential barriers on the lashes there from your adhesives. And this also goes into play with cleansing and prepping the lashes, because there could be potential barriers there from the client. They could be using serums or gels at home on their lashes. So obviously it's important to discuss that with your client during that consultation, but ensuring you are doing a really nice cleanse through the lashes to remove any of those potential barriers there. Now, those are my number one tips really for Profusion. If you are nailing all of those, you will be getting really great results with this system. If you do have any questions as well for us, please reach out to us. We do give so much support back to our Elleebana family and the Lash and Brow community. If you are interested in, using Profusion, or if you're already using Profusion and you do have some questions for us, please feel free to reach out to us, through Instagram or Facebook, or even by phone or email. We would love to help you with your applications. So it is time to wrap up this live. It's been so much fun chatting with you all about our Profusion system, answering some of those questions that our community has with this product. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. And if you have missed out on this live, or you're just jumping in now, you can come back and watch this on our YouTube channel. We will be posting this for you today. But thank you so much. Have an amazing day, and I will see you all next time.